Spring is finally here, and if you're like me, you want your mower ready to go without paying someone to do all the basics. Today I'm going to show you just how simple it is to sharpen your own mower blades and to change the oil. No mechanical background is needed, and just basic tools are needed. Ones that you might have, or if you don't have them, a friend or relative probably have them. It just takes a few minutes of your time, but you save a lot of money. And if you're living on a fixed income, this is one of those skills that can really save you some money. So let's get to it. I just want to be clear up front. I'm not a mechanic, and I don't even like mechanical work. My dad wasn't a mechanic, and none of that rubbed off on me. When I was younger, I had more expendable cash, and I would pay to have this done. But nowadays, now that I'm retired, I look for ways to stretch the dollars. The first thing I'm going to show you how to do is sharpen the mower blades. In my case, there are 3 blades underneath the mower deck. I mow about 10 acres, so I have a larger commercial mower. Most residential mowers usually only have 1 or 2 blades. You need some way of getting underneath the mower deck. The easiest way for my mower is to drive it up on a ramp. My mower deck has the capability of being raised without using a ramp, but I still use a ramp to give me some extra room underneath it to work. Make sure the mower is secure on the ramp and it's not going to roll backwards. You don't want to be underneath it and have it fall on top of you. It's also recommended to remove the key so it doesn't accidentally start the motor while you are trying to get the blades off. On smaller residential mowers, you can just tilt the mower back onto its handle and prop something underneath the front. It's also good to remove the spark plug wires so you don't have the chance of accidentally starting it. So refer to your manual and just use some good common safety sense and you'll be okay. The bolts holding the mower blades on seem to tighten themselves or get a bit rusty over time, so they can be a real booger to get loose. So I usually start by spraying the tops and bottoms of the bolts that are holding on the blades with some sort of spray lubricant like WD-40 or PB Blaster. Let it sit for about 15 or 20 minutes before attempting to remove the blades. In my case, I tried to use a wrench to remove the blades. There's a trick to doing this. It just so happens that the blades actually turn in the direction that you're turning the wrench. So you have to try and stabilize the blades, which is a real pain. As you see, I'm having great difficulty trying to manipulate the board and the wrench at the same time. So I proceeded to plan B. I called my neighbor and asked to borrow his impact gun. The one he has hooks to an air compressor, which I happen to have. You can get electric ones and battery-powered ones. But this made the job super easy. It only took about 30 seconds to remove all 3 blades. But here's an important tip. Prior to removing the blade, use your phone to take a picture of the blades because there is a top side and a bottom side to the blade. Once you have the blades removed, you're ready to sharpen them. The easiest method is to use a grinder wheel if you have access to one. Basic models are fairly inexpensive, or you can visit your friend or neighbor. The last resort is taking them to a local hardware store and paying to have them sharpened. But even if you do that, it's still a lot cheaper than paying a small engine mechanic to do a house call and paying them to remove the blades and sharpen them on site. You just need to sharpen the very edge of the blade on both sides, and you can tell when it's sharp to the touch. Prior to putting the blades back on the mower, it's a good time to clean underneath the mower deck. Ideally, this should be done periodically throughout the season, and it's always good to do it prior to storing your mower over the winter. But as you can see, I didn't get around to doing it last fall, so I'm doing it now. Once the mower deck is clean, you are ready to reattach your blades. You should refer to your picture that you took to make sure that you're attaching the blades the correct way. As you notice, I put the first blade on upside down and had to remove it and turn it over. You can use the impact gun to tighten the bolts, or you can use a traditional wrench. Now that we've sharpened the mower blades, it's time to change the oil. Make sure your mower is on a level surface for this task. And it's advisable to let the mower run for about 10 or 15 minutes prior to doing it to heat up the oil so the oil drains out more readily. And be careful because hot oil is hot and you don't want to burn yourself. If this is the first time you've ever changed the oil in your mower, it's good to check out the manual so that you can identify where the oil drain plug is located and the oil dipstick. Use a wrench to loosen the oil drain plug, and be sure to put a catch basin underneath the drain plug to catch the used oil as it starts to pour out. Once you remove the plug, you should also remove the dipstick to release the vacuum, which lets the oil drain more freely. Let it drain for 10 or so minutes until it's only dripping a drop every few seconds. So at this point you can remove the oil filter. Hopefully you can remove the filter just by using your hands. If not, you can purchase an inexpensive oil filter wrench. You will turn the filter counterclockwise just like you're opening a jar. Be sure to position the catch basin under the filter because there will be used oil that will spill out when you remove the filter. Wipe everything clean, making sure there is no trash or debris where you're going to be placing the new filter. Also check to make sure you have the correct filter and the correct oil that is recommended. Refer to your manual. In my case, I noticed the filter I purchased was a different size and a different part number than the previous filter. I called the dealer and the mechanic assured me the parts were interchangeable. Rub a light coating of oil on the filter gasket prior to screwing it on the mower. Hand tighten it until it's snug and then hand tighten it a half a turn more. My mower recommended regular SAE 30 weight oil. It's advised not to use blended oils like 10W30, 10W40, etc. Well, when I went to Walmart to purchase my oil, they didn't have SAE 30 weight oil. So I ended up having to purchase it at an auto store like AutoZone or Auto Parts. The oil is usually added back through the opening where the dipstick is located. Refer to your manual to see how much oil is needed. And if you replace the oil and oil filter at the same time, there's usually a little bit more oil that's needed because the oil filter takes up some of the oil. In my case, I needed 2.1 quarts of oil. I added 2 quarts and checked the level with the dipstick, and it appeared to be at the right level. So I started the engine and let it run for about 10 minutes. Then I turned it off and let it settle for a while, and I checked it again. It's still measured in the right range on the dipstick, so I did not add the last 1/10 of a quart. And I've been told that it's equally damaging to an engine to have too much oil as it is to have too little oil. So you should check your oil level every time you get on your mower to mow, just to make sure that it's in the right range on the dipstick. So that's about it. Nothing too complicated about what I showed you. Just a couple simple steps that keep your mower running strong and your wallet a little fuller. Oh, and one last suggestion I have before you hop on the mower. Put you on some sunscreen, a large brim hat, sunglasses, and ear protection. I'm here to tell you, it pays off in the long run. I'm one of those sun-loving hippies from back in the 60s and 70s. I used to think sun couldn't hurt you, but now I'm paying for it. Over the last few years, I've had 3 squamous cell carcinomas removed from my face and my shoulders, and skin cancer is nothing to play around with. You need to use precautions, and you need to get checked by a physician regularly. So, having said that, I think it's time to get mowing.